Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of 12 main mistakes that grade 12 learners do during their matric year. Before we start doing that, let us recap on our first 4 mistakes from our last video. Check them out. Number 1 was not starting to study right away. Number 2, too afraid to ask questions. Number 3, negative friends, prioritizing cool friends over focused friends. Number 4, developing bad attitudes towards certain subject. And we are rolling off with number 5. And number 5 is too focused on Mojolo. You are too focused on Mojolo. The number 5th mistake that learners do during their matric year is that they are too focused on Mojolo, which is dating. Mojolo, the dating. That's the biggest problem in this country or in this world for that matter, because at the end of the day, the Mojolo takes so much time. It keeps you on the social media app, it keeps you on the phone, it occupies your mind. Large portion of your mind goes to that Mojolo. Large portion of your brain goes where? To that Mojolo. Now your studies start to suffer. Why? Because your focus is focused on the Mojolo, while you are supposed to bring a large percentage up in here on your studies. It becomes a problem because they start to suffer. You know why? Because where focus goes, energy follows. Where focus goes, energy follows. So if you keep your focus on Mojolo or the dating, then you will have a problem because your energy will be there. Your energy is invested there. Your energy is in making sure that you are having a nice, successful Mojolo experience while your studies are suffering. That's a problem. And it's a problem, especially if you are dating someone who is not in high school. If you are dating someone who is working. If you are dating someone who is more than 20 years older than you, it's a problem because they are not all about studying. You are not going to discuss studying with that person. All we want to discuss is smashing and grabbing and motels and hotels and lodges and sleep-ins and all those things. And money. You get what I'm saying? So make sure you're dating the right. I'm not saying dating is wrong. I'm not saying dating is a bad thing, especially during matric. No, there's a right way to do it. Man, we used to date during matric and we came out well. Why? Because we dated the right way. Man, you have to make sure you date the right person. You date the person who is ambitious as you, someone who will understand when we're saying it's study time, someone who will support you during your study times and exams and all that, someone who will not interfere with your studies. When someone starts interfering with your studies, cut them off, cut them loose. That's my advice, so that you secure yourself a nice future, man. The Mjolo will not be there when you are failing at the end of the year. The Mjolo will not be there when you're in SAP. The Mjolo will not be there 10 years from today. When you have no direction, you are looking for peace jobs here and there, and you are suffering while you invested on Mjolo during your matric year. We don't want that to happen. So let us stop this thing, man, of dating around, man. Date with caution, man. Proceed with caution if you want to step into the land of dating. Number 6, not building a good first impression towards your teachers. First impression counts. First impression count. You have to bring that first impression to you, especially in the beginning of the year or the beginning of the term. But it works more in the beginning of the year. They have to know who to pour to. There's something about showing ambition and dedication and focus to a teacher. Ooh, that will make that teacher be drawn towards you, because we are all about energies, ladies and gentlemen. And at the end of the day, it will feel like this teacher favors this learner more than this one. Teacher favors this one more than that one. No, it's about energies. It's about who they gravitate towards. Why? Because that learner, most likely, if they're not dating or they have a crush on them, because we have teachers who date learners out there, man. That's another topic for another day. Apart from those things, the one thing that will make a teacher do that to you will glow up every time they see you, will glow up every time you raise up your hand in class. It's showing some dedication, showing that you are here to grab that A and B, that level 6 and 7. Then they can dedicate their time, their energy, and their efforts towards pouring to you, towards teaching you, towards investing to you. Why? Because they see that they are not betting on a losing horse. So make sure you show dedication in class, participate, man, show interest, man, and you'll see wonders start to happen. Why? Because you respect school, you respect the teacher, you respect the craft, and you respect the fact that you are in Matric. So make sure that you are dedicated, man, so that you are in a position that you win at the end of the day. I won't emphasize much on this one. It's very much self-explanatory. You just have to show some dedication. You get what I'm saying? Number 7, joining or prioritizing on a lot of extramural activities, recreational activities. I'm talking about the sports. I'm talking about the drama. I'm talking about the choir. That's your biggest problem. You are shining. You want to shine in these things. It's okay to shine in this thing. Make sure that your school and studies don't suffer in the midst of shining. You prioritizing on that soccer, man. I am telling you, at the end of the day, there are no marks for the soccer. There are no marks for the choir. There are no marks for that drama. There are certainly no marks for any other extramural activities apart from school. So you have to invest in something that will lead or yield you marks at the end of the day. Like I said before, these things are not wrong. There's nothing wrong with, joining a volleyball team at school. There's nothing wrong with drama at school. There's nothing wrong in being a part of SRC. There's nothing wrong with all those things. But one thing is wrong is when you start to mismanage your time, is when you start to focus more on those activities rather than your studies. It's okay, man, to say this guy is going to be out of class, he's going to represent us for the nationals, he's going to run out there. It's okay, man, to put your school on the map and your area on the map. It's all right. But do it with caution, especially when it starts to suffer your studies. It starts to, cripple your studies. It's okay to be a part of the, LRC or church or religious activity in your school. It's okay for as long as it doesn't interfere with your studies. Make sure that these things don't interfere with your studies, man. Last but not least, let's talk about number 8. Your problem, your mistake is that you are overconfident. You are proud. You are not being honest with yourself. Overconfidence. Let's talk about overconfidence. Overconfidence is one thing to know something. It's another thing to claim that you know something. It's another thing to deceive yourself into thinking that you know something that you don't know. So you have to be in a position where you are honest with yourself. Your confidence levels are normal. There's a point whereby your confidence level gets toxic to a point whereby you become proud and you think you know much. The day you think you know much, you know nothing at all. Be in a position to say, I know nothing. Therefore, you'll be in a position to sit on that table and say, I will study some more. You will never know enough in your Matric. Make sure you keep pushing, man. Make sure you keep pushing. Make sure you go all in on this thing. So stop this thing of being overconfident. Stop this thing of thinking you're better than everyone in your class. You may literally be better than everyone in your class, but never think of that, man. There's 40 people in your class that you are better than. What about the circuit? What about the district? What about the province? What about South Africa? What about Africa? What about the world? So let us be in a position where we are humble, we shun and avoid being overconfident. And we are in a position where we win in life. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the second 4 of the 12 mistakes that Matric learners do during their grade 12 studies. Ladies and gentlemen, those have been the second 12. If you haven't watched the first 12, please go ahead and watch. Link in the description. Keep watching, keep supporting, keep subscribing. It tells and gives me feedback that, oh, my audience wants more of this, therefore I get to produce or reproduce more of this. So so that you're in a position where we win in life at the end of the day. I will see you on the last 4 of the 12 mistakes that grade 12 learners do during their Matric year, so that you don't keep on doing them again, so that you optimize yourself to get those apples and bananas, baby, A's and B's, 11, 6 and 7s. That's what I'm all about, man. If this has added value in your studies, punch that like button, punch that subscribe button. I will see you on the next one. Cheers.